Hey guys, welcome to Automation Testing and DevOps Conceptual Training Session 5. In this video, you can learn what are the key skill or the primary skill required to become a good automation tester in real world. So nowadays, most of the automation testers say that I will just only do the automation testing. I really care about the manual testing or right or the domain knowledge. But that is not that true, right? So automation tester can be like automation team member, automation lead, automation manager, automation architect. But everyone should process some sort of key skill so that they can become a good automation tester. So first one is expertise with latest automation testing tool. In the current agile day, the industry is looking for speed as well as quality at the same time. Stakeholder and customer worldwide expect an organization to deliver a good quality bug free application in small time. That is why automation testing is on the rise, and being a skilled automation tester, every organization will expect them to have good knowledge and experience latest automation testing tool like Selenium, UFT, Postman, APM, JMeter, Tosca, etc. Another essential skill is knowing which tool is the right for a project. Choosing the right tool ensures that the ROI or return on investment, right, based on the initial investment made in the test automation is achieved. Depending on the selection of the automation testing tool, the tester should be able to classify whether certain test cases can be automated or not. Once the tester is well versed with the automated tool, they can utilize their automation testing skill to design test cases that guarantee good test coverage and speed up the test execution process. So testers should always be familiar with the latest tool and latest technology. Like the tools can be few tool like Selenium, APM, and Postman, but like for license tool like UFT, JMeter, Tosca. So any two or three tools will be fine to start with, but in case they want to become a lead or architect level, minimum 5 tool is required. They should be well equipped with this tool along with the relevant tools framework, right, so that they can claim a very good automation tester and they will get more value in the market. Then programming language. To be a successful automation tester, the tester should have a good understanding of programming language like Java, Python, C Sharp, JavaScript, VBScript, etc. The automation tester need to be proficient in this programming language. The thought process of the automation tester should be to identify and cover all the possible modules that demand automation. The automation tester must have good coding skill in order to design the test script. Self learning is a good way to get acquainted with this programming language that can help in designing the automated test script. Having a little background in the programming will not only simplify those automation script, but it will also help tester to improve communication with the developer. Not only that, but tester can also participate on in-depth functionality testing once unit testing is completed. So there are so many programming languages available nowadays. Python and C Sharp is very popular along with Java, right? Some JavaScript and VBScript as well. Apart from that, there are so many other backdated languages still available which can be supported in few of the tools. But nowadays, at least 2 to 3 programming language really is required so that they can work in couple of tools. Okay, so in-depth coding knowledge is also required in case you are working as a team member. So automatically framework will be created by your lead or your manager. So you just need to identify a few more test cases and you need to fit into that in the framework with the help of the data driven keyword or hybrid approach or the build approach, right? But in case you are already a lead or a manager or architect, then definitely you need to build your framework from the scratch, where in case you are not having the good right coding knowledge in few of the programming, right, it is not possible to build it up, right? So that is the reason programming language is very required to become a successful automation tester. Then domain skill. Whatever be the domain tester is assigned, effective time should be spent in learning this domain. This helps in understanding the project in a better way and able to understand the scope. This skill helps in automation tester to play a crucial role in the team, as nowadays with the reduction in team size, they will be ever needed person for any project they work with. Analysis should be done on external certification in that area, and every automation tester should complete at least basic external certification which will help them in sustaining in that domain and be a better automation tester. Okay, so nowadays domain skill why it is required, because unless you are not understanding the business, right, how thoroughly you are providing your thought process to make them better. So automation is not an in case you are just only automating, so that nowadays is not the good thing. So you have to enhance that one, right? You have to upgrade that thing so that better ROI can be delivered to the customer or the organization. So that is the reason. In case you are having more domain skill, you can easily identify these are the area where you can focus more on developing the script, and you can run them multiple number of time. That way it will help the project and the organization and the customer, the business as well. Then understanding thorough business requirement. So an automation tester need to have a clear understanding of the business requirement. Let's understand this with an example that all of us must need to visit to doctor, right, in case we are not well, right, for us or for our family. Okay, so doctor immediately, right, without hearing, they will not prescribe or any medicine or test. So what doctor will do, whenever they are examining the patient, right, they want to know, right, your patient medical history and whether they have suffered any kind of diseases or any kind of ailment or any kind of surgery happen or not. After that, doctor can suggest or prescribe certain medicine for recovery depending on the overall past and present medical condition. On the similar note, a skilled automation tester must know the application inside out, both at the front end and the back end level before the testing phase begin. So tester must well known like platform or device requirement where the application is meant to run by end user, database used for storing the backend information along with user data, APIs or web services connected to the system and how they are used, all the feature and function expected by the end user or the stakeholder once the application goes live, whether there are any critical bugs that were left unfixed during the last release and how it impact the business, etc. So once this kind of thorough knowledge is acquired by the tester, right, for all the features or user story or the technical story, then only they can identify the areas, right, or the scenario which need to be automated fast as part of their smoke or regression, the functional or the build validation suite. Then maintaining good communication and interaction with all respective stakeholders. So communication is key part in case especially you are working in the IT field. It does not matter whether it's a development, testing or the business analyst or the project management role, because you have to interact with all your stakeholders, right? So communication skill and collaboration are essential for automation tester. This is most important before and during the testing phase, as automation tester have to interact with developer, business analyst, product owner, scrum master, business SME and all relevant stakeholder. Once the automated test script are designed, the automation tester need to give a walkthrough to the developer, business and all other stakeholders. During the test execution process, if any defect retest fails, the tester can also communicate the same to the developer in the daily stand-up meeting apart from raising the defect on a specific tool. Sometimes environment issue may appear that could block the testing process and delay the delivery. Maintaining good communication about this issue will avoid any end time surprises related to the time of delivery or the releases. So automation tester need to be good in oral and written communication skill along with problem solving skill. So in case any kind of issue you are facing, starting with the requirement to the script development to the script execution to the result publish, right? You need to always, through mail, through communication, right, through meeting, you need to raise all these things on time, so that nobody can blame you in case of any, right, delivery slippage or release delay. So communication and interaction is a key part for automation tester as well. Well versed with agile, DevOps and continuous delivery. So nowadays, right, most of the projects are using agile methodology. So waterfall nowadays, we are using anymore in most of the project, most of the organization. So, and DevOps is a critical area, another critical area, because nowadays everybody want to, right, completely automate the life cycle of the development, right, starting with the development, then deployment, building the code, and right, releasing the after testing and releasing the product, releasing the code to the final production environment. Everything need to be automated. So where continuous integration, continuous delivery and DevOps will come into the picture along with agile. So automation testing demand in the market is increasing with new age agile and DevOps methodology replacing the waterfall model. As agile method involve frequent changes, it is essential to have an automation testing process in place for the same. Automation tester can automate the test script for the module to be able to respond to frequent customer induced requirement changes. To achieve good speed and agility, it becomes essential for an automation tester to automate the testing process and configure them to run automatically when the deployment is completed in a testable environment. Automation and continuous integration tools such as Jenkins, Bamboo, GitLab, Travis CI, Circle CI can help tester to achieve this integration. So the automation tester should be familiar with the integration tool really required for automation nowadays. Experience with test management tool. So test management tool, why we will be using the test management tool from the testing perspective? Because we need to store our test cases, right? We need to execute them, we need to provide the evidence, we need to generate some report, we need to map those testing with the requirement, right? To do this thing, right, some test management tool is required along with some logging the defect as well. So nowadays test management, defect management tool, you can say it is same tool where we can do all the test management related activity along with defect lifecycle validation. Okay, so there are lot of test management tools available, starting with ALM, then Jira, Rally, TestRail, etc. So test management tools are designed to assist organization in their effort in managing their testing activity. A good test management tool is the key to avoiding bugs and defect getting into the production. As automation test lead, working experience in a test management tool will help them to keep track of how the testing page is transitioning from one page to another. Lead will be able to maintain a dashboard where they can document the test cases according to the phases where they were used, ensuring reusability in future project as well. In case you are an automation team member, right, you need to report your activity in the tool on regular basis. Having a test management tool will ensure that all the important information regarding the testing phase and are secured and mean to be accessed only by the team and the management, right, so that there will be no security violation as well. Then automation testing certification, right, nowadays, right, if you go to LinkedIn or other places, right, you will be getting that lot of certification, people are updating their profile, right, with certification. So for any technology, any tools, any background, right, certification is always required, either it's a domain or it's a technology, right, whether it's a programming language, is always required, which will help you, right, to grow your career faster and your organization as well at the end of the day. A certification is an added advantage for an automation tester which make their profile stand out from the others when testers are applying for a new job and enhances their knowledge of automation testing. Automation tester can be termed full stack QA engineer, as their role is to test all aspects of product quality such as functionality, performance, security, etc. in combination with various technology and test technique for the application under test or AUT. Automation tester must be multi-skill and most importantly possess a combination of domain knowledge, technical expertise and testing skill that allow them to deliver quality software quickly. Tester must stay on the top of test automation trend to ensure they become top automation tester. So some popular testing certification can be ISTQB foundation level, ISTQB advanced level, right? ISTQB advanced level test manager, test analyst, certified software test engineer, Selenium 101, Selenium advanced, etc., which may help automation tester in the long run. Then application architecture knowledge. Application architecture knowledge means end-to-end flow, right? How the application is behaving from the different downstream to upstream, all the integration points, they should be familiar so that they can, right, simply, right, build that knowledge into their script, into their flow, into their different automation suite. So with the understanding of application architecture, automation tester will play a crucial role in defining the right and long lasting solution. Say functional testing team would have written test cases for web UI, whereas underlying communication is done through microservices which does the same functionality as UI. Automating microservices is easy and stable and takes less effort as well. The understanding right solution to be targeted through automation reduces the effort and helps customer as well in achieving the benefit of automation. Then analytical and logical reasoning. So definitely every automation tester, starting from the test analyst to test lead to test manager architect, right, they should have their own thought process. Not only that they can automate the script, but how it can be better, how it can be, right, enhanced so that it will take less time and it will be really used when as and when required, right, with minimal intervention. So this is one of the very basic requirement for any automation tester. This skill help in breaking the problem into small packet and help in coherently defining automation solution. The more analytical and logical reasoning skill an automation tester has, the simpler and effective the solution they are going to give. This helps in understanding the business objective behind automation and helps in providing a solution to the team. Then good functional testing skill. So in case you are a automation tester, it does not mean that you will not be doing the functional testing. Sometime, right, you are the only person or maybe you a couple of person who everybody is working on the automation. But in the real time, sometime 100% automation is not possible, right? Then whatever test case will be left over, you need to execute as well them, otherwise some defect might come from this area. Then who will execute those test cases? So definitely automation tester also need to possess the good skill in manual testing as well, so that they will know that how to do the testing in case of any failure, right? In case of anything come, they can debug it, they can run it manually as well instead of running automatically. To excel as an automation tester, the tester should have sound knowledge and experience of functional testing performed manually. It will be beneficial if the tester along with the application knowledge also understand the domain very well. Automation testers should be well aware of the manual testing process and the test technique that are adopted in the testing phase. It can be challenging and time consuming for automation tester to design test script without having good functional knowledge of the application. If the automation test team has good exposure to the functionality, they can achieve good test coverage and better test accuracy as well. Then able to identify and mitigate the risk. So risk management is a key process for all the all the manager or the lead, right? Whether you are working as a development, testing or other, right, area, it does not matter, because throughout your SDLC or STLC, lot of risk will come, and definitely you have to identify those risks and you have to mitigate the risk. Otherwise your project will be in trouble and it will not be successful. You cannot release your code on the production on the date whatever is already estimated, right? There will be schedule variation, there will be effort variation, and there will be additional, right, additional amount need to be spent to complete the project. So through though test automation seems like a strategic step in the agile world, there is always risk associated with the test automation process. Suppose there are change in the interfaces after the automation test script were prepared. In that case, it can cause a problem during the test execution process, as irrelevant test result will be generated due to these changes in the interfaces, because you already developed the code and now your environment or now your application interface got changed, but you did not modify them, right? So similar problem might occur in case changes in business logic. This incurs additional cost to support the changes. Also, it can involve modification of test data and impact other test script or test cases as well. There can be a risk of issues related to the environment execution. This increases the total time taken for resulting, as the application is not stable throughout the testing process. Overall, increased testing time result in a delay in software delivery. An automated tester needs to prepare a mitigation plan for such risk encountered during the testing phase. The tester need to monitor the test execution process and immediately report any suspicious application behavior to the developer and the respective stakeholder, so that, right, on the upfront you can communicate all the risk to all the respective stakeholder. And definitely it is not only the risk communication or identification, also you have to find the way how to mitigate the risk, as well as the way how the risk will never come in the future releases or the future relevant project as well. Then the good reporting skill. So as part of the last step of the test automation, right, reporting, you need to publish the report to all the stakeholder, right? So why report is important? Because from the report itself, right, if you publish it daily basis or weekly basis, monthly basis, everyone can get to know that, right, what is the progress of the automation, whether are you running them, right, what is the test case, pass, fail, all the criteria, whether any defect has been encountered or not. So an automation tester must possess good reporting skill. Automation tester should regularly communicate the status of the application under test to all the respective stakeholder. The practice of regular reporting leads to better coordination of the overall test project. Also, it gives transparency to the project management in terms of test execution status, showstopper, and critical bug in the application, defect closure status, release timeline, etc., which eventually help them to make better decision where needed. So always, right, you need to use different kind of reporting plugin as well, just like extend report, so that beautiful report you can generate and you can share with the respective stakeholder. So from the report itself, everyone can get to know the overall status of the automation testing. So these are the key pointer, right, I have tried to collate, right, which in automation tester, right, should acquire to become a good automation tester lead or test manager. So there might be few more key skill, but these are the very important skill, right, they should acquire. That's all from today's session. Thank you.